this guy's not part of the crew. So when he saw the people coming through the doors, he opened fire and shot. And one of the people shot was a Capitol Police officer. Now, think about it. In order for me to get shot in the front, the crowd would have to be behind me, shot in the chest. Now, if I'm trying to keep people out of the Capitol, then my back would be towards the door, so you'd be shooting me in the back, which would be impossible because the only reason to shoot me is because you saw I had a weapon in my hand. You can't see a weapon in my hand through my back. So he was part of the group. He was escorting the people in, and this guy opened fire because under no conditions should that door have been open. But if he's part of the crew, he would have known, oh, they coming in. All right, let's go to the next thing on the list. So they go inside the building, and the first thing they said, Nancy Pelosi says, the president ran to the Oval Office and he looked in the window at what was happening and seemed to be smiling and enjoying himself. Hold it right there. If you say you were stuck in the assembly hall, which is all the way down the hall to the left, you were stuck in the assembly hall and you was under a desk and chair, hollering and scared for your life, how do you know where the president was and what the president was doing? According to the video, I didn't see Nancy Pelosi in the hall. She wasn't in on no desk. She was down the hallway with the president was down the hall. How do I know? Because the 4 top power players of the government cannot go anywhere unescorted by a secret service. So the first thing you say is there's a threat of people outside or there's an angry mob outside. The first thing they say on the radio is secure the eagle or secure the goose, which is the president. And they grabbed him and took him to the Oval Office for his protection. They barricaded his door and kept him in there. Those people wasn't coming for no protest. Those people were coming to kill the president. Why else would you bring a gun into the White House? I mean, not the White House, to the Capitol House, knowing President and Vice President's in there? Second thing she slipped out of her mouth and said was, if it wasn't for Pence calling for the National Guard, who knows what would happen? Because the first thing they was going to do was kidnap the vice president. Now, how do you know? You are a victim of these people, a radical group of people. How do you know what their intentions are, what they were planning on doing, if you didn't have first-hand knowledge? See, it's the second time this woman has slipped up and told plans. It's just like watching a old Batman episode when they or James Bond episode when you get the man captured and then you tell everybody your plan. You're all tied up. Now we got you tied up. We want to plan to get the golden goose, and we want to rub the eggs and make some musical harp, and we want to climb to the top of the chimney and chop the giant's head off. Ha, 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 ha. You know, it's just like that. You think you got the upper hand, so you done spilled the beans, and then it all falls from sugar to shit, and then you, it's time to regroup. Next time, we'll get you next time, Gadget, next time. And I'm tired of it. This is like the 5th attempt to hurt this man, coming from Pelosi. But you all say, oh, she's just an old white woman. She ain't got that kind of power. Yes, she does. Anytime she stood up on national television and told the president, you're not giving no speech from the from the hall today, who do you think you're talking to? That's the president of the United States. I don't care that it's Donald Trump. It's the position that you have to yield to. Just like the Queen of England or the crown or the sword of the prince. Don't matter who the person is. It's the position. I've seen many of pastors, many of bishops, many of Catholic popes who was pieces of shit, but you still had to respect the position that was the pastor. I ain't got to be a member there. I ain't got to sit up under you. And you know who I'm talking about. A lot of people went to church and say, oh, he goes Pastor so-and-so. I see you tomorrow. But you don't go after the man, but you know he's the pastor. So you respect him because of the pastor of that position. Now you get a new pastor, you can say all you want about the old. But while he's a sitting pastor, you know what to do and what not to do. Just like principals and teachers. You don't like the man or the woman, but they are the principal of the school. So you got to listen. Same thing. You know right from wrong, but here we go with this nonsense. Let's go to the next thing on the list. They're going to kidnap Vice President Prince. Now, but this is Trump supporters. And when has a Trump supporter ever attacked the vice president? They both Republicans, and they both on the same ticket. So why would you attack Pence unless you didn't like Pence? And this is your attempt to try to overthrow the government. But we're going to capture Pence, and we're going to capture Trump, and then we're going to make it the way we want to make it. These people were Biden supporters. Trump supporters don't have to go around wearing no red MAGA hat. It's the same thing Jesse Smollett said when he got attacked by his make-believe assassin. All I got away was a scratch on my cheek, and they had on the red MAGA hats. Two black guys with a MAGA hat, but you said they were white. Then you changed up and said they were black. Why would you wear the MAGA hat, which is just like the proverbial KKK hood, to identify yourself? Give me a break. It's just getting ridiculous. Now you come with this woman. You say she stole Nancy Pelosi's laptop. Did she have her name, Nancy Pelosi, sticker written or etched somewhere on it? How do you know it's Nancy Pelosi's laptop? Why would her laptop be wide open for somebody to take? Where was she getting access to get your laptop? Again, something foolishly said. And then she's trying to sell it to Russia. Here we go with this Russia. What in the world is wrong with Russia? You want to sell it to Russia. Today, news reports that she's been identified and captured, and she was trying to sell it to a friend of hers who would try to sell it on the Russian market, but now there's no indication if she ever had the laptop to begin with. So who told the story that the laptop was stolen, and how did the news media get a whiff? The news media wasn't there. How did the news media hear about the laptop being stolen? Nancy Pelosi would have to have told somebody her laptop was stolen for it to come up, or she'd be the first person to say, no, that's not true, my laptop wasn't gone. So she started to spin that story that her laptop was missing. Out of all the 52 laptops up in there, you know which one was Nancy Pelosi. Get out of here with that nonsense. We're going to hold it right there, folks. We'll be right back after this quick break. Phone lines are open, 917-889-8825. 917-889-8825. Something to think about. We'll be right back. Don't go away.
You're such a smart girl.
Right on lies, lies, lies. That's all I ever hear from you. You're back close to Baltimore talking live. Phone lines are open 917-889-8825. All right. We stopped off with the laptop. Okay, so we know the laptop. Now we don't know the laptop was stolen at all. So now the lies are falling apart. The story is falling apart. Now we come to Trump supporters. They say all these people were Trump supporters. 14 people. Trump supporters is more than 14 people. As they have identified them and are locking them up one by one, we find that out of the 14 people, 4 of them were cops. 2 of them are National Guardsmen. And if you look real good at where they're from, but the girl who stole the laptop, she's from Pennsylvania. She's a registered Democrat. They know. And how do you know it's registered Democrat? Her demeanor shows who's Democrat. And I can assess she's probably Democrat because they went in there and they stole Democratic things. They took Nancy Pelosi's podium. They took the flag of the Democratic Party. Now, Trump supporters ain't going to take none of that stuff. If they're going to take it, they're going to destroy it. They ain't going to take no stuff and say, oh, hey, we got the podium. Hey. Then they showed another scene where some random people then came into the hall. One guy looked like he came in there naked. And the session was over, and they were asking them to leave. You need to leave. You need to leave. Give me a break. First of all, when the session is closed, that means there are no senators or Congress people in the hall. And the voting is over. So if the session is closed, who's scared and who's feared for their life in an empty room? Was nobody in there for them to talk to. Even on the cameras, the CNN camera and the C-SPAN cameras, which are there 24/7, on C-SPAN 1 and C-SPAN 2, there was no one there in the room when these people came in there trying to get their faces on television. Now, those people were just wanderers who were instigating after the actual incident had occurred. They weren't Trump supporters. They were like a bunch of bums and drunks and hippies. They weren't Trump supporters. They weren't the people riding and doing anything. The guy just went up on his desk and took some papers and threw some papers around and make it look like he was pretending to be the vice president. That's it. He wasn't part of the 14 people that came through the doors and had a commotion going. That was already over. Look at the timestamp on the video. When those guys came in there, it was a whole hour later. And it was vacated because now it's a so-called crime scene. So the Metropolitan Police comes and the Capitol Police comes and tells the boy, you need to be out of here. You can't be in here. You got to get out of here. And he left. If he was a rioter, he would have said, make me move. Number 2, there's been disturbances before in the hall, and they get pepper spray, spray the people, and keep it moving.